And I'm here to open your eyes. So I bought a 1963 Econoline truck. And I wasn't sure what to put on this truck. I wanted to make it an art car. I wasn't going to put a portrait of my son or Keith Haring, but I looked back to my art, which all had these eyes in it. And I said, wow, why don't I cover this truck with eyes? I mean, it's an Econoline, so why don't I make it an eye-Conoline? And little did I know that this would birth the next series of my art, which is EYEZ. So this eye, as you see, is mostly red, and the reason I chose red is because I believe red symbolizes life. But if you look closely with this eye, and a lot of people don't really realize, but there's a smiley face in there. So if I cover up this right here, you'll see a dot, and then a smile. So he's kind of like winking. So South Grand asked me to come paint something on these parking pots. So I featured one of these eyes, and it was the first time that I had one of these eyes on the street. And then at the same time, I started getting stickers made and handing them out to friends and family. And myself, I would just wake up inanimate objects just by adding two eyes, to a gas meter or a trash can. And it was amazing. People were seeing these little kids were coming up going like, Mr. Peat, I found 35 eyes. And I'm just like, yeah, man, keep it on. And it was very exciting, just waking up the world with eyes. Down in Venice Beach, in Brooklyn, New York, and also in St. Louis, because I love St. Louis. Yeah. I brought these eyes then to bodies. I gave them a life to walk. These eyes now were kind of now gaining their own body. They could walk along. A guy even invited me to paint up some locomotives in his graveyard. And it was a truly surreal experience. And then I carried these eyes over to patterns where I could stencil out walls like 300 feet on Delmar Avenue, that it was just people were starting to see more and more and more of these eyes. I even did a cake, and I did a big installation down at Bonnaroo at Nashville Airport. And even some celebs started seeing some of these eyes, which was pretty cool. Carondelet was doing a large mural project down in South St. Louis, and they wanted me to feature these eyes. So this time I looked to my next son, James, and I wanted to pay tribute to him. So this is the largest mural I had ever created to date, and I was really excited to work on this project and cut some of the world's largest stencils ever made. But there was another thing I wanted to do with this. You know those old Cracker Jack toys that you kind of go back and forth and they'd animate? Well, if you notice, this building has corrugation. And so what I wanted to pull off too, other than being the largest mural that I've created, to also make it blink, to make it animate as you drove by. So as now, you can see the completed mural up here, but if you look closely, the eyes are closed, they open up, and then they close again. Thank you very much. Oh, my boy. So back in November, the verdict for Michael Brown came out, and a lot of people weren't happy with the outcome. And buildings were damaged in Ferguson and in South Grand, and broken windows happened, and the things got boarded up. So the morning after this event, I was invited to come up, and I got a call from Martin Casas to come up and maybe help beautify some of these boards. And I didn't know what to expect, so I cut a quick stencil and showed up. And there were 80 people out here overnight to do this mural. And I've tried to get mural projects together, and it takes weeks and weeks and weeks. This was overnight. So my assistant, Cam Williams, and I showed up on Grand, and this was the message that I wanted to convey to St. Louis, that for us to all open our eyes and to move into the future, we needed to heal STL. So I invite you all, no matter what you do, to open people's eyes. Much love and peace.